The stellar compass had been drifting through the outer reaches for 3 standard months when Lisa Chen discovered the stowaway. She'd heard the scratching first, soft, desperate sounds coming from beneath her bunk in the cargo bay's converted living quarters. Lisa had been a freight hauler long enough to know the difference between mechanical failure and something alive. This was definitely the latter. "Come on out," she said softly, kneeling beside the bed. "I'm not going to hurt you." A pair of luminous amber eyes stared back at her from the shadows. Not human eyes. The creature, no bigger than a house cat, pressed itself against the wall, its silvery fur bristling with fear. Lisa's breath caught. She recognized the species immediately. A Valyrian cub. The Valyrians were apex predators in their sector, a proud warrior race that had conquered 17 star systems. Their adults stood 9 feet tall with fangs that could pierce ship hulls and claws that could tear through reinforced steel. This one was trembling. "Hey there, little one," Lisa whispered. She sat back, making herself smaller, less threatening. "How did you get on my ship?" The cub couldn't answer. According to the xenobiology reports, Valyrian young didn't develop speech capability until their 3rd year. This one looked barely 6 months old. Lisa's mind raced through the possibilities. The stellar compass had docked at Station Meridian 2 weeks ago. The station had been buzzing with news of a Valyrian diplomatic vessel that had suffered a catastrophic engine failure nearby. There had been survivors, but in the chaos of evacuation, "You got separated from your family," Lisa said quietly, "and you've been hiding here ever since." The cub's ears flattened against its skull. It made a sound, half whimper, half growl, that tugged at something deep in Lisa's chest. She'd grown up on Europa Station, where her parents ran an animal shelter for Earth species being transported to colony worlds. She knew fear when she saw it. She also knew that fear could make any creature dangerous, especially one whose instincts were honed for survival. "Okay," Lisa said, standing slowly. "I'm going to get you some food and water. Don't go anywhere." 20 minutes later, she returned with a tray of synthesized protein, the kind the galactic market sold for carnivorous species, and a bowl of water. She set them down 3 feet from the bed and retreated to her desk chair. The cub watched her with those impossibly large eyes. Minutes stretched into an hour. Finally, hunger won over fear. The small creature crept forward, snatched a piece of protein, and scurried back under the bed. Lisa smiled. "That's a start." She pulled up her communication console and drafted a message to the Valyrian embassy. Before she could send it, her ship's AI, James, interrupted. "Lisa, I must advise against that course of action." James had been her companion for 5 years, a custom AI personality she'd purchased after too many lonely runs through deep space. He'd chosen his own name after their first conversation, declaring that Artificial Intelligence Unit 7734 lacked character. "Why?" Lisa asked. "The cub needs to get back to its family. Valyrian law is complex regarding their young," James explained. "A cub separated from its clan is considered either abandoned or stolen. If the former, it will be placed in a warrior creche. If the latter, you could be accused of kidnapping. That's insane. That's Valyrian tradition. They don't have the same concept of lost child that humans do. To them, a cub either belongs to a clan or it belongs to whoever finds it." Lisa stared at the darkness under her bed. "So what am I supposed to do?" "The question," James said gently, "is what do you want to do?" She thought about that while the cub slowly, cautiously, ate the rest of the protein. She thought about it while she worked through her daily maintenance routines. She thought about it as night cycle approached and the ship's lights dimmed automatically. The cub emerged fully for the first time, stretching in that distinctly feline way that transcended species. It looked around the small quarters, then up at Lisa. "You're scared of the dark, aren't you?" she asked, the cub's tail, longer than its body, wrapped around its legs. Those amber eyes held an intelligence that made Lisa's heart ache. This wasn't just an animal. This was a child. She reached over and turned on her reading lamp, adjusting it so a gentle glow filled the corner where the bed stood. "There," she said. "Better?" The cub chirped, an almost bird-like sound that Valyrians apparently made when young, and climbed onto the foot of her bed. Not underneath it. On top of it, Lisa held perfectly still. The cub circled 3 times, then curled into a ball, its tail over its nose. Within moments, it was asleep. "James," Lisa whispered, Calculate the route to the Valurian homeworld. That will add 6 weeks to your delivery schedule. You'll lose the contract. Calculate it anyway. Already done, James said, and she could hear the smile in his synthetic voice. I anticipated your decision approximately 4 hours ago. You humans are predictably sentimental. Is that a bad thing? Not at all. It's why I choose to stay with you despite receiving 17 offers from other ships in the past year. Lisa settled into her chair, watching the small creature sleep in the lamplight. Somewhere in the Valurian Empire, a family was mourning. They didn't know their child was safe, warm, and guarded by a human who'd grown up learning that every creature, no matter how small, no matter how fierce, deserved compassion. The cub snored softly, its tiny chest rising and falling in the rhythm of dreams. Lisa reached for her blanket and gently laid it over the sleeping form. Then she adjusted the lamp to make sure the light would last until morning. Get some rest, little one, she whispered. We're going home. You're home. Outside the viewport, stars streamed past in ribbons of light. The stellar compass changed course, carrying its unlikely cargo toward a reunion that would become legend among both humans and Valurians. A story of the day a human proved that courage wasn't just about how hard you could fight. Sometimes, it was about being gentle enough to leave a light on for someone who needed it.